I can't believe it, y'all. I don't know how I haven't talked about BDSM on this YouTube channel yet. Hello, but we're gonna take care of that. I'm Beth Darling, your sexy genius, and I am openly a romantic submissive. What does that mean? Well, it means that I am into the BDSM lifestyle, right? Now, do I look like, oh, she's into BDSM? I don't know why, but before I knew about this sort of stuff, I imagined, I don't know where it came from, but that people who were into BDSM had to be kind of freaks, weird, living on the edge, not like me, not smart, successful, educated moms, dads, like real people, good people, right? I don't know why. Terrible stereotypes. It's true, I'm not trying to perpetuate that, but there was this idea that somehow BDSM was outside the realm of what good girls did, or people who were respectable did. Let me just throw that right out the window. Because BDSM is simply another form of sexual and loving expression, if you do it right. And so what it does, let's see, let me just tell you from my perspective, and then we'll get into the theory and stuff. From my perspective, BDSM is a way of having a romantic and sexual relationship where the parameters, where both people have equal power, because you're either in the relationship or you're not. That's equal power. It's consent. If you're not willingly in it, then you're not out of it. Then get out of it. But once you're then in it, then you just have different responsibilities. And that for me, as a person who in my life, I generally am taking care of people. I nurture people. And yet I'm an alpha female, because if I'm not turned on, I want to be in charge. Right? I want to be in charge and I want to take care of people. That's me and my normal. But to turn me on, I better not be in charge. And what that does is that gives me the freedom to relax. It gives me the freedom to actually just be in my mind, my body, my spirit, and to enjoy what's going on for me without the responsibility of worrying about somebody else. Because as a submissive, when I'm with a dominant partner, I know that they're the ones responsible for their own pleasure. And interestingly, they're also responsible for my pleasure. And if they don't give me my pleasure, then I can leave the relationship. If they're not getting their pleasure, they can leave the relationship. So it's so easy. I go, oh, cool. I'm off the hook. I just get to enjoy. It's pretty awesome, actually. It's pretty awesome. And for somebody, my partner, they're somebody who wants to be in charge. They want to know that they can create things. It's like being the director on a movie set. Right? There's a director and there's an actor. The actor has to do what the director says, but they both agree to do it. They require different skills. I don't want to be the director. I don't want to be in charge of that. I want to relax. So therefore, I get to be the actor. I just follow. And then in terms of the sensation, people think that BDSM is about pain. Oh, goodness, pain. For the moment, let's assume that pain has this negative connotation, which most of us think. And instead, let me use the word, though, of sensation. Because I am a person with an amazingly horrible case of ADHD, which means, for example, if somebody speaks slowly and softly to me, oh my God, I'm going nuts. I'm interrupting them. I'm like, come on, I need more. Give me more. I need more stimulation. I need more input on a regular basis, or I go nuts. I can't sit still. You see me doing these videos, I'm constantly fidgeting, right? And this is with my ADHD medicine. When it comes to sexy, it was such a relief when I found BDSM, because I didn't for years. I had 23 years of boring married sex, BMS, in my marriage. Once I found BDSM afterwards, I was like, oh my God, yes, give me that sensation. If you're gonna touch me, let me feel it. Make some noise, let me hear it. Talk to me, touch me, do different things. A slow touch and whatever, and oh my God, I would just be drifting off. And my brain will create other things for me to think about if it doesn't have enough to think about. So if you're going slap, 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 wake up here, ooh, soft, 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 tickle, 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 and I'm like, oh my God, what's coming? My brain is busy trying to follow all this stuff. It's not thinking about the grocery list. So BDSM Don't think of it as pain. I mean, there are people who want a level of sensation that they register as uncomfortable or painful, and that's their turn on. That's totally okay. But it doesn't have to be. It can be simply that each of us is entitled to find the level of sensation that we enjoy. And for me, I just need enough pain to sort of keep me on edge and wake me up and keep my brain going, wait, what's going on? I'm not in charge. I better pay attention and what's going to happen. So, and there is huge intimacy. There's so much intimacy in BDSM when done with love, with connective, with our whole hearts. It's hard to imagine, but there's vulnerability on the person who is the submissive, like me. There's a lot of trust. If I'm going to let somebody spank my ass, there is a lot of trust going on there, right? If I'm going to let somebody put me in handcuffs, huge amount of trust and vulnerability. But here's the thing. Being a dominant also requires a lot of trust and vulnerability. They have to trust that the submissive is going to speak up and call a safe word, call red, if it's bad, and get out. And they have to also trust that if the dom makes a mistake, right, or if they don't get it right, or if they don't totally pleasure their submissive the first time or the second time, they have to trust that they're going to be given some latitude to get to know each other. The same way, right, the first time we have sex with somebody, it's usually not that fantastic. It's like dress rehearsals, right? You're learning your way with a new person, a new partner. So being a dom means also being vulnerable, trying your best, and risking that it's not good enough, or it's not exactly what the sub wants, or this, that, or the other. So there's trust and vulnerability and communication that's required. And then there's aftercare. There's so much to it. So I just want you to just pause and to think about it. And I'm going to do a lot more of these and get much more in depth about BDSM, because I think that it gets too easily blown off. And I want people to really understand it. Maybe it's not your thing. Maybe it is. Maybe you know somebody, I'm sure you know somebody who's into it, whether you realize it or not. But once we understand, then we can start talking about it easier and make it a more open possibility for people who are into it to admit it, to not be afraid of being caught, to not be afraid of being judged, etc. So, because I wear my crazy on the outside. I talk about sexy on a regular basis, but again, I'm a really smart woman, successful, family values, love my kids, and I'm into BDSM. Not exactly who I ever thought would be into BDSM. So I hope this shakes things up for you. Hey, I'm Beth Darling, your sexy genius. Please send me an email if you have questions or things you want me to talk about in these videos. Subscribe to this channel, please, if you like this video. Tell others, give a comment. Go to sexiedschool.com, sign up for my newsletter and stuff there, and find classes on oral pleasure for him and her, as well as prostate play, and more as I add to it. And also check out my Come With Us podcast. You can also find that wherever you listen to your podcast, or you can find it on sexiedschool.com. So big hugs and love. Thanks for being open enough to let me share my story with you. Please share your stories with me. I think the world is better when we all are loving and happy and enjoying ourselves to the max, whatever our form of sexual expression or preferred sexual expression is. So big hugs.